Welcome back to Cooking with Key. So today what we have going on is some crab stuffed salmon. We need some Dungeness crab. We have our salmon, obviously, some garlic powder, some dill, some slap your mama, some breadcrumbs, some cream cheese Philadelphia, and some butter, cause butter makes it better. Last but not least, have some tomatoes. We're gonna start by dicing our tomato, just in very, very small dices. Right, this is how big you want your dice to be, okay? You want to be able to taste the tomato in the mix, but you don't want it to be too chunky. We're gonna begin making the salmon stuffing. So we're gonna grit your cream cheese, open it, put it in a bowl. This is about, I don't know, it's a little smaller than my head, I guess. I'm gonna use 3/4 of the cream cheese. Get it in there. Got a fork. I'm gonna mash it with the fork. This cream cheese was room temperature, so it's very easy to mash. Just kind of whip it up a little bit. Crab. Dungeness crab. This is only one cluster of crab. It made a lot, so I'm just gonna throw it all in there. Diced tomatoes here. Mix it around. Get it nice and mixed in. So this is what it's looking like. It just looks like a glob of white stuff. See tomatoes all mixed in there. Now we're gonna add in our seasoning. Slap your mama. A little Okay, enough of that. Some dill. Dill goes really, really well with salmon if you didn't know. This isn't fresh dill. This is dried, like, dill. Dry dill weed. Next we have some garlic powder. So I'm doing about a tablespoon of each of these seasonings. I did maybe 2 tablespoons of the slap your mama. We have some breadcrumbs. Sprinkle that in there. I just got some plain panko breadcrumbs. It's gonna work just fine. About a tablespoon of breadcrumbs. And now you want to mix it all together. You can use your hands at this point. Don't be afraid to get your hands in there. I'm trying to stay clean for y'all. You'll start to see your mix take on a little bit of color from the seasonings. It should. I forgot. Of course. We need some salt and pepper. So some salt, boop. About a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper. Get that in there and mix that around as well. Alright, here is the mixture. Moving on to the salmon. We are going to grab our salmon. Y'all, I got this salmon for $9 at the store, okay? It was this big. I cut it in half. Bam. Get your knife. I use this knife to cut the tomatoes. That's why I look like this. Blah, blah, blah. Don't say nothing. When I stuff my salmon, I like to cut it down the middle. So what you do is you want to slice carefully, and kind of softly through the middle to where you make a pocket like this. You don't want to cut it in half. You just want a pocket. Where you can open it up like so, okay? Do that to both of your pieces. Now we're gonna season our salmon with some slap your mama. Be pretty heavy-handed with your seasoning here, okay? We like flavor. Flavor. Some garlic powder. Pretty much everything we seasoned the crab stuffing with. Right? Some salt and some pepper, and that's it. Just a little bit of salt, not too much. pepper. Alright, make sure you flip it on and get the sides seasoned with the rest of that excess seasoning on the seasoning board or on the plate, whatever you're using. Now we're gonna turn our oven on to 350. I'll get that started so it's ready when we need it. Now and then we're gonna put our butter in the pan. So turn your pan on high. This is about half a stick of butter, a little more than half a stick of butter. Honestly, I'm just gonna put it all in because we know butter makes it better. Okay. So that's heating up over there, getting all melted and hot. I'm gonna stuff my salmon. So we have our dip over here, and I have a fork to help me scoop it out and put it in. Open it up and get it in there. Pack it in there as evenly and as neatly as you can. If you put the stuffing in the freezer before you do this for maybe about 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes, it'll help with the messiness and getting it in there. My butter is melting over here pretty fast, so I'm gonna turn it down to medium. I have numbers. My numbers go to 1 to 10. I've turned it down to 4. Okay, and I like to top mine off with some breadcrumbs and a little more slap your mama. Boop, 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 boop. Get that extra little crunch going. Now since I'm getting ready to put it on the fire right now, I'm turning it all the way up back to high because we're just gonna sear these real quick and throw them in the oven. Y'all see the oven's ready. Y'all see the butter sizzling? That's how hot you want it. We're gonna let that cook on high, super high, for about 1 minute. After about a minute, flip it over carefully. Ooh. Carefully. And turn the heat off. Take it off the heat. Alright, so this is what it's looking like right now. We haven't basted with any butter or anything, which is what we're about to do. Once you get to this point, you want to grab a spoon and start basting it with the butter. Scooping some butter, putting it on top. Okay, that's how they're looking now. Now we want to add 2 more tablespoons of butter and then put it in the oven. Try to use a pan that you can use in your oven as well. If you can't, you could just transfer it to something that you can put in your oven and do it that way. It's gonna come out the same exact way. Alright, so it's been 10 minutes. It's not long enough, so we're gonna leave it in. I'm gonna give it another 15 minutes, honestly. It doesn't look done at all. So I'll be back in 15 minutes. Alright, y'all, so it has been 15 minutes and I'm about to take it out right now. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're gonna baste it the same way we did before, with scooping the butter on top of the salmon. I kind of want to do a bigger one. It looks so good. So this is how it turned out. A little butter sauce to go on top. Okay, look at that deliciousness. It came out so good. I just tasted it. I'm not gonna taste it on camera and be like, oh my god, it's so good, Peggy. Like, I just tasted it. It's hella good, okay? Hella good. So try this out. Let me know in the comments below how y'all like it. So simple, so inexpensive. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this thing. And we out.